Hi, this is Michael Haas with Live a Better Retirement Lifestyle. Here today to talk about the 6 steps to consider before tapping your retirement savings plan assets. So you've been working long and hard for years saving diligently in your employer-sponsored retirement savings program. Now with retirement on the horizon, it's time to begin thinking how to tap those assets. But there's a few things you may need to consider before you start making decisions. The first step in any income plan is to estimate how much income you need to meet your desired lifestyle. The conventional guidance is that you should need somewhere between 70% to as much as 100% of your pre-retirement income each year during retirement. While it's true some of your costs may decrease in retirement, other costs such as healthcare are likely to rise. So before you start tapping those assets, you should have a concrete idea of how much you need to cover your fixed costs and the extra wants. The first step in that process is to estimate your non-negotiable needs. I'm talking about things such as food, housing, medical care, everything it's going to take just to make ends meet. Then you can focus on your variable wants, and here I'm referring to things such as travel, leisure, entertainment. This is actually the area that you're going to have the easiest time adjusting, if necessary, as you refine your income plan. Then you're going to want to determine how much you can expect from your predictable sources of income. And here I'm talking about both Social Security and traditional pension plans. These could be considered the foundation of your retirement income. A key decision regarding Social Security, of course, is when to claim benefits. And while you can claim your benefits as early as age 62, the longer you wait to begin, up to age 70, the more you receive each month. The Social Security Administration actually calculates your benefits using a formula that takes into account your 35 highest years of earnings. So if you had some years where you had low or no earnings, your benefit amount may be lower than if you just simply work steady throughout your entire career. You can actually estimate your retirement benefits on the Social Security website at ssa.gov. They've got a calculator. Also, when you go there, you can log on to your My Social Security account. Once inside your account, you can download your Social Security statement, which will contain a detailed record of your earnings, along with estimates from your retirement, survivor, and disability benefits. It's actually a tremendous resource that I think everybody should take advantage of. Traditional pension plans have been disappearing from the workforce over the last couple of decades. So if you stand to receive a pension benefit when you retire, congratulations. But it's important to know how these programs work. Most private sector pension plans have no cost of living adjustment at all. So while it's wonderful to receive those checks month after month, year after year, it's important to know that over time, should you wind up living 10, 15, or maybe 20 more years in retirement, you will see the purchasing power of these pension checks continue to dwindle over time, just through good old regular inflation. So as you reflect upon these two income sources, Social Security and pension, if these two sources are enough to cover your fixed needs, congratulations. Your retirement plan assets will be the source to cover your extra ones. If, however, they're not enough to cover your fixed needs, you're going to need to plan very carefully, as these retirement plan assets will be a necessary component for your retirement income. This chart shows your pension benefit in blue on the bottom, flatline growth. Great to have it, it just doesn't change. Then according to AARP, the average cost of living adjustment for Social Security in the last 11 years anyways, is a meager 1.38%. Then according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Consumer Price Index that we all know is inflation, recent numbers were as high as 5.4%. We've not seen numbers that high since the early 1990s. So as your income is chugging along here between pension not increasing and Social Security barely increasing, and the real cost of living adjustment is rising much faster, the difference is going to have to come from your retirement plan assets that must be managed very, very carefully. So you're going to want to understand your plan options. And typically there's going to be 4 to choose from. The first one is the plan may allow you to leave the assets alone, or they may require that you begin taking distributions once you reach the plan's normal retirement age, of course. Second choice is You may choose to withdraw the money either as a lump sum or take a series of substantial equal periodic payments over a specified time frame. Third option is sometimes people go back to work. You may be able to roll your old 403B dollars or 401k dollars into your new employer's 401k. Of course, you're going to want to compare those plans to make sure it's the right decision for you. If, however, you make that decision, understand that you'll be moving your assets from a program with very limited investments to another program with very limited investments. So as good as the 403B and the 401k plans are, because of the pre-tax contributions that lowers your tax each year, and for those lucky enough to get a match, free money, crazy not to take it. As good as those plans are, I call them the cafeteria plan. And what I mean by that is, you may invest in the 20 or so investment options that are laid out for you, with nothing else to choose from. If, however, you take advantage of the fourth option by rolling those monies over to your IRA account, you now have the entire investment universe at your fingertips. And of course, that rollover is a non-taxable event. The IRA itself is just simply a tax-deferred account, and its growth will be determined on what investment you choose to put inside there. And what's inside there could be something as simple as cash, CDs, treasuries. Some people put annuities, gold, just about any stock, bond, mutual fund. In more recent years, the very popular low-cost exchange-traded funds. The IRA just gives you really a lot more control over your money. Then, of course, in regards to distributions, you want to compare both tax-deferred and tax-free accounts. So if, in fact, you do have both an IRA and a Roth IRA, your distributions should first come from the tax-deferred traditional IRA first. Then over time, should you wind up depleting that IRA, then your distributions will then come from the tax-deferred, or say tax-free Roth account. You want to let those dollars grow. Keep in mind that assets left back in a 401k or a 403b or even in a Roth 401k, those accounts will be subject to required minimum distributions at age 72. If, however, you roll, or I should say, convert those assets over to a Roth IRA account, there will be no required minimum distributions at all. Also why the money is grown tax-free. Keep in mind that any conversion will generate an immediate taxable consequence. And therefore, when people retire and they want to convert to a Roth, they typically won't do it in that 1 year because of the gigantic tax check that you're going to have to call Uncle Sam. They might convert pieces of it over several years. Determining the appropriate way to tap your assets can be challenging and should take into account a number of factors. These include not only your tax situation, but also whether you have other assets to use for income, your overall health, and your estate plan. Choosing a financial professional who operates in a fiduciary capacity can help you make sense of your options in light of your unique situation. Why I say to use one in a fiduciary capacity, simply because when you roll that money from your 401k account to the IRA, that movement of money will generate zero commission. Instead, we manage assets in a fee-based relationship, structured so that when you do better, we do better. It's a win-win for everybody involved. So if you'd like to talk about how this information will affect you during your retirement, please click on the button below labeled Let's Talk, and you can schedule your phone consultation or Zoom meeting if you desire, and look forward to speaking with you.